everybody. I'm here with Divisional Supervisor of the Golden West Division, Michael Lopez. And I wanted to ask a few questions about some of the processes that we're installing today with the lead department and referrals, having self-sufficient dealers, and in comparison to what he did when he was new in the Kirby business and how he got his first month to 15.
Yeah, I started on a lead program back in 1989. And we started carding, to generate some leads in the beginning. Then we would get referrals from the customers. And then I got really good at getting referrals from sales. And we'd turn them into the office, and the office would set them up for us. And then after a couple of weeks of selling some Kirbys, my first couple of weeks when I started in February of '89, I caught the sales manager giving my referrals to other dealers. And I realized I wanted those referrals myself because it was so good, because my closing average was better than 1 out of 2 on those. And in March, my first full month, I sold 18 Kirbys, and they were all my own leads. And I would just get my leads from the sales, call them, set the appointments. And I did one in the afternoon, and I did one in the evening. Saturday, I did 2. I was done the rest of the day. But really, it controlled the price I sold them for, because they're all at the same price. And we all know birds of a feather flock together. So if the friends bought, they bought, and the credit was all perfect as well.
And you had the option of getting Reggie cards or referrals.
Correct. I was taught to Reggie card at a grocery store parking lot. And I felt a little uneasy popping out in front of cars as people are loading the groceries in there. So yeah, I got really good at getting referrals, so I wouldn't have to do that at all. And it was like today's gig economy. You work when you want to. It's a pretty neat deal.
Do you think you could retain more of those guys in today's economy with what's happening right now in the world if you have a van program, or would you do a lead program, and how would you run it if you were a distributor today?
If I were a distributor today, I would definitely have a lead program. I would probably have carding as well, maybe to help the guys and gals to get started with some leads. But I would really get them focused on calling their own referrals by getting referrals from customers and getting referrals from sales. It make a big difference. And I think for the people that are coming out today and the guys and they're responsible enough, they would do it, right? They would get the leads. And I think they're responsible to take the initiative to call them, set their appointments. And really in Kirby, the only fear we ever have in Kirby, get at the next level, like DT at factory distributor level, or even running a team or a dealer counselor, is having enough appointments, right? Being able to keep people in houses. So if we're teaching kids from the very beginning to create their own lead, they'll never have fear of being a DT or a factory distributor, because they can create business.
And when they open up, they're not going to be held to, they're the only ones that can run a crew. They can recruit 20 people and send them all out.
Exactly, right.
They have the Kirbys.
Exactly.
Right?
You won't be hearing, gosh, if I'm not out there, nothing's going to happen.
Okay. Mike, you were telling me recently about some of the results at Rod Green's office. Why don't you share what was going on with his recruiting in the middle of April, just last week or the week before? What are the results that he's getting now as far as recruiting, and why is he getting those results?
Well, he's getting fantastic results. The last class that he did, they had 30 accepted, had the room set up for 12, 15, and all 30 showed up. Right, and which was absolutely amazing. And a lot of people, obviously, a lot of companies aren't hiring right now, or now they're starting to, and there are a lot of kids that are looking for work. And there's high school kids and college students that are looking for work as well. And I believe now more than ever, it's so important for us to really target those kids before the other companies get them. Sometimes you might think, oh, they're on unemployment, they're not going to come in, they're not going to come back. You're right. Some of them won't come back. Right. And some of the guys you used to have, you won't have. That's why it's so important to get the new kids in, and the ones that weren't working before, that aren't collecting a check, the ones that are really going to build the future of our business.
Right, and I think everybody just got out of either they graduated from high school or they just got out of college, and we've talked about there's the highest percent in our lifetime, Mike, of college kids that are considering not going back because they're worried about graduating with a degree into a depression. And
right.
They're looking for an opportunity right now. And you made the comment, as these hotels and restaurants are opening up, all these sharp kids are going to get taken.
Right.
So what would you tell North America Kirby, the world of Kirby, what should we do right now so we get these people, the sharp ones? How do we recruit them? What methods do we use? And how do we get them in before the restaurants, the hotels, all the other companies, as they open up, the gyms, they're all hiring right now? How do we get these guys?
Well, first of all, you got to be aggressive, right? I would do the yard signs. All the ads that I ran would definitely target high school student supply, college student supply. I'd make the most of the scholarship program and pitch it and talk about it every single day. And when I get those young men and women into the Kirby business, I would definitely focus on the KirbyLife as well, because the high school students that are graduated don't have work now, and the college students, they can have other friends that are going through what they're going through. I would teach them a program to be independent, right? What you're doing now by calling their own leads. And more than ever, I would hammer home Kirby Opportunity, how there are a lot of companies that will never come back again now, and people that couldn't even make a living because of what happened, but yet in Kirby we were able to. So never have I ever been more sold on the Kirby program and opportunity, and I think we have to push that message to these young men and women coming in, because you're right, they're coming out looking for a job, and there's not going to be anything for them. 4-year degree, and they can't get work.
And we've seen this happen before in the 90s. People at my dad had an education, had a double master's, and he wasn't able to get work. He was KirbyLife recruited, and he was sold on the opportunity. Like Mike said, he was sold on the opportunity of owning your own business. And since he was on an employment program, it was socially acceptable for him to go into houses because he wasn't dropped off on one end of the street, forced to knock down the other end. And if you do that and it works, that's okay. But if it's not working, this works too. And that's how we got Mike. And I think Mike sold more Kirbys than really anybody in the last 50 years in our business. Best month as factory distributor, 1,522. And Mike, you always had a mix of vans and leads.
Right.
And I think today what we were talking about earlier is why is it so important now, even if you can sell on vans, what makes it so important now to develop a lead program in your office?
Well, it's important to get a lead program now because, God forbid, we're coming to the fall, if there's a second wave of the pandemic and we can't work the way we're working before, we're going to have a lead program already in place to keep everyone busy, right? I heard you telling a story earlier about Mike Wilkins, I believe, right? Had one of his best weeks of business, 32 sales, right? And he wasn't like he just started a lead program. He's always been doing a lead program. So their closing average was so fantastic because everyone wanted to get all the dirt out of the home, get the carpet clean. Right, so these programs will retain that caliber of Kirby deal that we get right now for the future.
The lead program.
Right, the lead programs, right? They're going to have cars, they're going to have driver's licenses, and we'll be able to retain them afterwards as well, where we probably wouldn't if we threw them on a van.
So Mike, if you were a distributor now, and you really, like you talked about targeting the college students, the kids that just got out, maybe they're on summer break, maybe they're going back, maybe they're not, the high school graduates. If you were a distributor today, what methods would you use? How would you target those college kids and high school kids to get them in your office?
Well, when I got them in there, I would definitely pitch KirbyLife. They would recruit the friends of the friends that are going through the same thing that they're going through. And I would definitely make sure if I was a factory distributor, I would call Anthony. I'd probably call Anthony every week just to have him review the ads for recruiting that I was running and also the digital marketing as well. Because I know traveling with you and also as a supervisor traveling around to offices with distributors that had issues with the digital marketing or the program they had, it was never the program, it just wasn't being run properly. So if you get a call, go ahead and give Professor Perro a call or give Anthony a call. He'll be able to go through and walk you through it. And every single time we thought, that's not getting the results, it's just because we don't understand it. He does, he can fix it, and I would take advantage of all the resources that Kirby offers right now.
Right, and we were in an office the other day, and we asked him if they were doing the digital leads, and the distributor said they were, but it didn't work. He said he tried it for a month. He spent $25 a day for a month, and it didn't work. And I told Mike, well, it probably wasn't run right. Let's call Anthony. And it turns out it was run for 5 days and automatically stopped because it was set up wrong. And it takes a couple weeks to learn. So if you tried it before, you didn't get the right results, call marketing at Kirby, call anybody in marketing, ask for Anthony, ask for Taylor, but call us. We're here to help you. We want to help. And we're seeing distributors around the world get results around the United States, volume that certain people haven't sold, they're now selling. And we have a number of distributors that have sold this month more than already this month, and they've sold the last 2 months combined. And if we could get everybody to do this across the board, we would have record sales over the next couple months. And that's what everybody wants.